is Garden in Baltimore. Right now, I cleaned my pineapples up. I'm bringing them in from outside, which I did a lot of studying. I thought I had a year with the pineapples. Turned out I might have 2 to 3 years, and it's okay however long it takes. I'm trying to get my own business started with my name out there, Tina Scott, with gardening in small areas. Basically, I'm in the city in Baltimore, and I have a small garden. I'll be downloading lots of pictures, videos. I have a Facebook account called Gardening in Baltimore. That's my account. And now I'm trying to get things uploaded on YouTube. So this is going to be the first for me and my account. Anything can and will happen. That's me, Tina Scott, also. And right now, I just want to show you how I'm about to plant them. I should have did the part from the beginning, which is me bringing them in from outside. So anyway, I have a few things. One of them is halfway done now. I'm not quite finished, but it's halfway done. And I went to an organic market, and I bought pineapples, cut the top, and I rooted. The way I did mine is I got me a mason jar, and after I cut the top of the pineapple, I cleaned it up real good, made sure all the pineapple fruits, the stuff from the fruit was off of it. You want to clean that real good because stuff mold and mildew, bugs get on it, and you don't want that. So I cleaned that up, I put it in a jar, and it was outside, and before you know it, it rooted real good. One rooted in the house, one did outside. The largest one I have, which is here, and I'm about to plant it. So one thing I would like to say is both of my pineapples actually has 2 growing. This twin here, this one is the one that I bought. It's growing very well in new fruit, and also it grew a new one right here. So I have 2 I'm growing. I don't know how it's going to work out. I just know right now 2 pineapples are growing, and they're very healthy. Right now it's November the 4th, 2020, and it's pretty cold. Today was actually very warm. It was hot outside. I was outside with this on. This is what I had outside. Bam, bam. Yeah, anyway, did very well outside. It felt very hot. It was in 70s, somewhere mid 70s. And I'm trying to move everything from outside, and you'll see my videos that I have. I have a lot of them. And why I'm putting them on YouTube is because Facebook is now a big failure to me. Every time I try to download a video, it won't download. So I have to go live, and sometimes I don't want to go live. I don't like going live because that's where mistakes happen, anything, and I might mess up. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I use, how I'm going to plant these and keep them in the house. You're going to actually need a grow light. You most definitely need a grow light. The pineapples need a lot of sun, but you can't leave them outside in the wintertime. And with that being said, you're going to see the way it is now, and I'll also upload a video later on me getting it ready for outside in 2021 spring. Okay, now I did not show you guys how I did all this, but right now it has because I left it out so long, a few areas that had brown, and I am actually cutting the brown part off. Some plants, the longer you leave that brown part on, it will just keep browning, and if you get to some plants early, it will stop killing that part of the plant. It will stop browning, dying actually. That's what it's doing, dying. So I'm cutting off parts that has turned brown from dying, from me leaving it out too long. Right here in Baltimore right now, we don't know when it's going to be cold and when it's going to be hot. The weather people say one thing, God say another. Me, myself, I had 6 kids, and I taught them never go with the weatherman says. Wake up, go outside and see what God doing that day. That's just me. Everybody has their own choice. That's what he leave us here with, a choice. That's my choice. So, anyhow, I got those off. This is planted down. You want to make sure your soil is nice and tight in there and there's no air pockets in here. This pineapple have rooted so well, and it is actually nice and tight in there. So what I gave this fruit right now, I put some, see that earthworm in it. It's organic. Just a tiny bit of organic lime. This is garden lime. This is my blood meal. I use that in there. And blood meal. Okay, I have to remember what this is. I'm sorry, my bag had bust. I put this in, but all my stuff is organic. And geez, hopefully I'll remember before this video is over. But I have another big bag, and I use this. This is another organic. I don't believe in using man-made fertilizers and stuff like that on anything that I'm eating. And basically some of that's all I use. Or I have a lot of tanks. I had to move. At first I had 21 tanks in here, and I done lost a lot of fish from the move. But I make my own items that goes inside my tank, and one of them will be a filter, a sponge filter that I make my own sponge filters for my tanks. And I'll get me a bucket when it get nice and nasty from all the fish poo, pee, and everything else that's in the tank, and I put it in a bucket, keep wringing it out till I get everything out of there, and I feed that to my plants. My plants, and when I say plants, I mean food, because that's actually what I'm growing out. The plants I do love plants. I'm just into growing my own food. Right now I have trees and spider plants. That's basically all I have in here. The rest, it's food. But that's what I give my plants, and they grow very well from it. And with that being said, this is the outcome. I left a little brown part on it. Yes. And for me, I like doing things outside, because messing around with this stuff can leave your house very messy, and then you got a big mess to clean up. I don't like that. But anyhow, and over here what you see is my ginger. I grew tons of ginger. I have huge ginger. Anyhow, here it is. I'm done with planting, but I will show you the next one. I'm going to show you the soil that I use. So, on the inside of the house, you want things to drain real good. So I use seed starter and Miracle Grow potting mix for cactus and palm and citrus. This is what I'm using in replanting these pineapples. This takes 4.5 quarts of water in there, and you get way more than enough, more than you can use for the pots that I'm using right now. But let me get to it. The pot. And all I'm doing now is putting soil in the bottom, and this soil is the seed starter that I'm sticking in the bottom. What's in the other tub is the cactus, the cactus, palm, and citrus soil mixed with this. This is what I'm putting at the bottom, because it drains very well, and I don't want things being soaking wet. So this is what I put at the bottom, and when I finish with this, I'll put the rest of the pot mix in there. that I mixed together. You can go ahead, bye, baby. Videoing this. No problem. Which I need a little bit more, so I'm going to push this down nice and tight. And it's already wet from me adding water and the seed starter. And with that, I'm going to pause this for a minute while I mix up some more. Okay, now I have that done, that mixed up. I'm going to add more soil to the pot. And press that down. You want to make sure your pineapple, which the pots I had them in before, I took them out them pots. They were just a little smaller than these pots, which are, I'm trying to find the size of this pot, but just a little smaller to get things started. And what I normally do, but because they're in the house and I live in the city, the method that I'm getting ready to tell you about I don't want to do, because I don't want to bring mice in the house. And I have a cat, she'll love it, but she's part of the family and I don't want her eating on them nasty mice. So her scent alone keeps them out. I don't want to risk them coming in just to get to what I normally add and put them outside. I normally take peanut shells, my peanut shells, and I mix them in there also with egg shells. Now the egg shells keep mold and fungus off plants. It works perfect. I do use the eggs on the inside, but I'm not going to add them right now. You can just put them on the top. My plants actually grew very well from that calcium and the peanut shells. Anyhow, let me make sure this is leveled where I need it to be. And these nice roots here. A little bit more, then it's ready. Okay, right there. It might be too daggone much, which I think it is. Oh. Okay. Make sure when your stuff is in the house, you have a tray to go underneath, because watering these, and these have nice size holes in them. It will leak out till it actually sets in. Okay, this is where I need it. And before I put that in, is when I add, because you don't want to add your, if you're one that use man-made stuff, that's fine. That's your prerogative. I don't get into that. But putting it in all the way down here and your roots is all the way up here, you're basically not feeding that plant. So you want to wait till you get it just where you need that plant to go, and then put what you're putting inside this pot for feeding that plant. You want it to be where the soil is. I normally don't measure things. I take it by my hand, and because I know how much. You do it for a while and you can even measure, or you know what you're doing. You basically know how much is too much. It was basically nothing left in here. This is my blood meal, and it's only a little bit. It wasn't even a handful in here. I have to go shopping to get more. And the worm casting. And as I said before, just a tad bit of lime. That's all I put in there. And I mix it in here just a little. Mix it around. You want your plant to actually feed while it's in the house. You don't have to starve it. But if you want it to go to sleep, go dorm. The pineapple, it's not gonna go dorm in the house. So you have to feed it. And I'll take, I almost forgot the pineapple. I love how this is growing. So it's in there. When you add your soil in here, make sure once again that it's nice and tough. And another thing I want to say, you have a lot of, including mine's right now, a lot of things that we watch and get ideas from other people to see, hey, how can I make an idea for myself? And you'll find out. Sometimes I don't care what they tell you. What works for one person, it's not going to work for the next. For one, some of us are in different zones. Others, like me, I'm in a smoke-free home. Others are in a home with people who smoke. And it's different things that you have in your surrounding that affects how plants grow. Trust me, I do know. I have too many live things in my home to have something that's going to harm them, like my fish, my grandchildren, my kids, and myself and my husband. So, with that being said, oh yeah, and I got my dad now too, so I don't want them harmed. So I'm not going to let anybody, even if it was them, bring anything negative in this house. All of it affects your home. This is so much for outside. It's a mess. There's no way you can work with soil and be clean. That's why I like doing it outside. I'm looking for a house to either buy or rent till I can get a house to buy that's larger. I need a larger home because my yard is too small for all the things that I am growing now, and how big it has gotten since last August is when I first started getting into this business. And believe it or not, everything that I have grown, I went to the organic. It was Whole Food and Mom's. Everything, the ginger that I have got from there, and the pineapples, everything actually has grown. The rest I grew from seed. All my herbs. I have strawberries, all my peppers. I have different peppers. All my peppers are lovely and beautiful, and they're still growing right now. If you leave them outside, they will not grow back. They will die, and you will have to start all over again. And I would say, I know they say started 30 days before. No. I would start mine actually in December. I want mine to have a good start, so when spring get here, I'm not waiting for them to grow any taller. I'm actually waiting for them to fruit. So, I have all that done. Just clean these leaves off, and that's it. You water it, you put it under your grow light, and it's all done. Take care of your pineapple till you can put it outside for next spring, and do it all over again around this time next year, the end of the year next year. So I have a lot of videos because I'm moving everything in. I did something with the ginger. I'll be posting that. But thank you for watching. Please, I'm just getting started on this on YouTube, so please subscribe. I have a whole lot of things to put, a whole lot of things that I'm doing that I will be posting, and things that I have done in the past to get to where I am now, but I just couldn't download them on Facebook because I don't know what's going on with Facebook. So with that being said, the first time that they actually will be watched will be on YouTube. But please share this, like this, and subscribe. If you don't, then say you don't like it. Either way, I'm still going to grow. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed one.